transform by making my ultimate keto bread. I love this recipe. I've tried a lot of keto bread recipes over the course of the past year, and this one is my all-time favorite. And we're gonna start with one of my favorite ingredients, and that is eggs. I mean, how much nutrition comes in these little shells is beyond me, and I'm gonna first start by teaching you how to crack an egg, especially if you're gonna be cracking a lot of eggs, and this recipe requires 8 eggs. So 8 whites and 2 full eggs. So my way of cracking eggs, especially when you have a lot of eggs to crack, is I knock them together. Every time you knock 2 eggs together, 1 egg will crack and 1 egg won't. So let's give this a try. 1 cracked, 1 didn't. I'm gonna separate my white and then save my yolk. So I'm finished my eggs. So this is 6 egg whites and 2 whole eggs. I'm gonna set that aside for right now. And I'm going to mix all of my dry ingredients in one bowl. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this dough together, and it's really, really easy. This is not like a yeasted bread. We don't have to wait for it to rise or anything like that. I'm just going to put everything in a mixer, and it comes together really, really fast. So I have my eggs. So that's my egg whites and my yolks. I'm gonna put them in my mixer, and I should probably secure this. There we go. And I'm gonna just start beating that up a little bit to mix up the eggs. Now, one of the secrets to this recipe is I'm actually gonna add boiling water. So to the eggs, I'm gonna slowly drizzle in some boiling water. And when I say slowly, I mean slowly because it's really hot. Because I don't wanna curdle the eggs. So I'm just gonna do that ever so slowly. And this is called tempering. Ah, hot. And once you get it to like temper to a certain temperature, you can start adding more of the water. Because then I'm gonna throw in my dry ingredients. There we go. We can add all of those in. So the first time I made this dough, I thought it was really odd, but it's odd in a super cool way. It's almost like Play-Doh, and you can mold it to a shape, and it's very, very interesting. So I'm gonna show you what I do with this in a minute, but first I'm gonna show you how I prepared this pan, and this is also important for this keto bread because it's not like regular bread. So I greased my pan. To keep it keto, I used avocado oil. You could also use coconut oil. So this is just avocado oil. I'm gonna add a cut piece of parchment to make it easier to come out, make sure it doesn't stick. I tend to use these little paper clips to keep the paper in place while I'm adding things. And I take these off before I put it in the oven. And I'm gonna dump in this kind of strange, sticky dough. It's kind of like Play-Doh. It's really, really interesting. Anyway, so keto breads are also known that you can make one kind of batch of dough and you can shape it into other things. So if you didn't want to make a loaf, you could make little buns, you can make little like pretzel shapes, you can make a baguette type of thing. So depending on how you want it to look, it's pretty easy to mold. So I'm gonna wash my hands first. So using wet hands, because it's kind of sticky, all you have to do is press it down and form it. I'm using a combination of black sesame and raw sesame seeds, but you could use kind of whatever you want. And because the dough is still a little sticky, it's gonna stick right on top. And I like my bread well seeded, and it looks kind of cool too. Go in the oven. This is going to go in the oven for 350 degrees for 45 minutes to 50 minutes. It's going to rise, it's going to be beautiful, and I really hope you enjoy it. It looks really awesome actually. When I cut out sugar for periods of time, I tend to really still crave bread or a slice of something toasted that I could put something else on top of. A sandwich, and this bread was the only thing that came close, so I really hope you enjoy it. Give it a try. It smells so good. I can't wait for this to cool and I can cut right into it. So, wondering what to do with those leftover egg yolks? Egg yolks do not freeze very well, but the one thing you can do is you can pour over just some cold water right over top, cover them up, put them in the fridge, and when you want to use them, just drain off that extra water. And these egg yolks I'm probably going to end up using in an amazing lemon curd at some point in time. And all of those eggshells, I like to keep them for my garden. There are an amazing number of ways to use these if you Google many ways to use eggshells. But one of the new things I just found out is I can actually add these to my bone broth to actually add some calcium. So I can't wait to try that out. But these ones are going to be going in the garden today.